Hello, dear students and viewers. Welcome to the official YouTube channel of Sanjivani Mahavidyalaya Sapoli, affiliated to Swami Ramananda Tirth, Marathwada University, Nanded. And here is Department of Botany, Bsc first year, semester first, paper second. Name of the paper is Plant Ecology, Phytogeography and Environmental Biology. In previous video lecture, we discussed on the abiotic factors of the ecology, and here we discuss or we will discuss another abiotic factor, that is topographic factors. What is topography? The topography is the surface feature of the earth. Topography is the surface features of the earth. So the surface features of the earth is called as topography. That features of the earth, surface features of the earth influences the climatic conditions on the earth, because the surface features of the earth are different in different area. The well-known fact is that our earth is somehow, the shape of the earth is elliptical, and because of that shape of the earth, the distance between earth's surface and the sun is different in different places, and because of that distance influences the climatic condition on the earth's surface. That climatic conditions affect the vegetation on the earth, the rainfall on the earth's surface, the radiation on the earth's surface, temperature, humidity. All the factors are different in different places. That features, surface features of the earth, that's why influences largely the climatic condition on the earth. Topographic factors like altitude, latitude, direction of mountain, steepness of mountain, all are the topographic factors influences the vegetation of the that area or on the earth. Let's discuss one by one latitude and altitude. What is latitude? Latitude is the distance from the equator. You know that equator is present in the center of the earth, and the distance between the distance from the equator, that is known as latitude. And you know clearly that the distance from equator to the sun, or the sun's distance from the equator is the lowest, and because of that the equator region is hot region. And when you go away from the equator, the distance of the sun increases. That is the latitude. That decrease in the distance of the sun is carried out towards the last poles of the earth. And between, from equator to poles, different types of vegetation are found. You clearly seen that in the equator the temperature is high, the rainfall is high, and because of that the forest area is more in that place. The types of vegetation is also different. And when you go away from the equator, you find out towards the pole there is low temperature, and because of that low temperature the vegetation is also different, or on the pole there is no vegetation, only ice is present. So from equator to poles, different types of vegetation that are found. Next topographic factor is altitude. What is the altitude? The height from the sea level is known as altitude. Height above the sea level. Sea level is the lowest level on the earth, and from that sea level the height of the place or height of the area is designated as altitude. And when we go towards the high altitude, the velocity of wind remains high, temperature and air pressure decreases, while humidity and intensity of light increases. And due to these factors the vegetation at different altitudes varies, and that shows distinct zonation. The height जर आपण consider केली from the sea level, that is known as altitude. आणि जसं जसं आपण हाईट कडे जाऊ तसं तसं वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचं व्हेजिटेशन आपल्याला आढळून येईल. हे कशामुळे होतं? टेम्परेचर डिक्रीज होतं, सोबतच विंड जो आहे स्पीड ऑफ द विंड इन्क्रीज होते, आणि त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचं व्हेजिटेशन त्या ठिकाणी सुटेबल व्हेजिटेशन आपल्याला आढळून येतं. आणि अशा प्रकारे वेगवेगळे झोन आपल्याला या व्हेजिटेशनचे आढळून येतात जसं आपण हाय अल्टिट्यूडकडे जाऊ. Then another topography factor we are going to discuss, that direction of mountain. North and south faces of mountain or hill possesses different types of flora and fauna. North and south faces of the mountain showing different types of vegetation, that is flora and fauna. Because the conditions is different in that area, like humidity, rainfall, light intensity, light duration, and temperature is different in that south face and north face, and because of that different types of vegetation you find out. Different types of vegetation that are find out. When discussing on that different types of area or different types of surface features of the earth, you understand that in different area or in different places different types of vegetation are found. Here we imagine what happened on the borderline of that conditions, borderline of the condition, that borderline condition between two different surface features. There is a borderline to divide that two surface features or the environment on that particular zones. The transition zone, that is known as transition zone. The transition zone between two ecosystems is known as ecotone. Remember that word, ecotone, the transition zone between the two ecosystems, that is known as ecotone. Take an example of forest and grassland. When grassland starts and forest ends, or end of forest, and from that end of forest the grassland is started. So the transition zone between the forest and grassland, that is the ecotone, and that area the vegetation is also different. When the forest ends, in the ending region the plantation or trees that are found is very rare, and the grass that are found very high level. So that region is known as ecotone, and the effect of that ecotone or the effect of the species that are found in ecotone area, because of the effect of that transition zone, the species that are found in that area of habitat, here there is two different types of habitats are found. That effect is known as age effect. That also remember that what is the age effect. Because of transition zone or because of mixed environment of the two ecosystems, the vegetation is different, and that effect is known as age effect. That is the ecotone area between forest and grassland. The two faces of mountain, north face and south face, receive different amount of solar radiation. नॉर्थ फेस आणि साऊथ फेस, पण माउंटेन असा मध्यभागी स्टँडअप कन्सिडर केला तर त्याचे दोन फेस आपण कन्सिडर करू, एक साऊथ फेस आणि एक नॉर्थ फेस. साऊथ फेसला वेगळ्या प्रकारची कंडिशन आढळून येतील आणि नॉर्थ फेसला वेगळ्या प्रकारच्या कंडिशन आढळून येतील. of these two phases, windward region windward region possesses good vegetation because heavy rains that are found, and leeward region opposite to the windward, the leeward region possesses very low rainfall, and due to rain shadows or rain deficit, very rare vegetations are found in that area. We consider the topographic factor wind from north face and south face. When consider that factor, that wind is different in south face and wind different in north face, we consider all the factors similarly on the south face and north face, and because of that the vegetation in north face and south face is different. Take the example of ponds. In the upper part of the pond, the environmental conditions are different, and when goes gradually deeper in the pond, the environmental conditions are going to changes continuously, and because of that different types of vegetation that are found. Same way, the vegetations that are found in south face of the mountain and north face of the mountain. Considering the mountain, the steepness of the mountain is one of the surface feature of that mountain or the earth. The steepness, and because of steepness in the mountain, the rainwater is run off very quickly, and with that runoff water, large number of soil particles or all the soils are drained out, and because of that very quick erosion here found, and that results very poor vegetation in the steepness part of the mountain, and as compared to the steepness part, that very rich vegetations are found in the plain area. Because no water is drained here, the water holding capacity of the soil in that plain area is very high, and because of that vigorous growth of the plants is carried out. You can see in the figure, that is the steepness of the mountain, north face and south face. In the south face, the very more growth of the earth is found, and in the poor vegetation that are found in north face, windward and leeward faces. And here we can stop that lecture, and in next video lecture we are going to discuss, or we will discuss the biotic factors